I may be a genius. Now, being a genius is a bit of a broad topic. I mean, what makes someone a genius? Because there are some geniuses out there. I mean, Einstein, for example, he was a genius. The guy who invented Pepsi, also a genius. But what would put me in the same league as them? Well, I did it. I finally designed and built my own farm that actually works. That's right. I designed a farm that actually works. It did not implode on itself whatsoever. So the type of farm is a passive mob farm. And the reason it kind of came about to being was I realized the spawning mechanics of passive mobs. So basically, a passive mob can spawn on grass in a light level of, like, I think it's 10 or above, meaning that if you have a huge grass platform in the right biomes, a bunch of mobs will spawn. And I even found out how to make a very, very efficient killing chamber. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to build out my brand new designed farm, and I'm actually super proud of this because, like I said, it's my own design. I don't have to put anyone in the description. And this farm will just get me some stuff like leather, food, leather, food, leather. That's really it. But products of the farm aside, it is my farm, I have designed it, therefore it makes it the best farm in this world. So first things and head to where the farm is going to go. Alright, so this is the spot of the farm, and it is where really, it's a couple, well, it's actually one rocket from my mega base, and there's a village right over there. That's kind of like the nice thing about it. The reason I chose this spot is because it's in a plains, and as you can see, there are a lot of mobs spawning, making it an ideal spot for the farm. And also I chose this because there's water nearby, making pretty much the work I need to do minimal. So the first step of this farm is actually to remove in the area and just get rid of it. Make it go bye-bye, I guess. Like I said, just remove it all, make it all go away, and yeah, that's really it. So I'm gonna pop into a very quick early time lapse of me just removing every block of glass within pretty much 128 blocks from this. So I guess I'm just gonna pop quickly into that. For the last 3 days, I've found myself in a war with grass. It's gotten so bad. It's gotten to the point, really, where I'm starting to say no when I see a piece of grass. And so, to, I guess, officiate this war, I am officially declaring war on grass. And yes, this is the best military uniform I can do. Okay, I play Minecraft Bedrock. There's not much you could do with a couple outfits. Well, anyways, aside, all jokes aside, I do want to show you the progress I have made. And mind you, there are easier ways to do this, but as the enemy of all farms, aesthetic is coming into play, and I really, really want to remove every bit of grass in the area, and it's actually coming along pretty well. Although, as I said, as the first thing I said really was this has taken me 3 days. Mind you, I'm not on constantly, and I kind of just like hop on and off, but still. The last 3 days of my Minecraft time has been devoted to destroying this stuff. Grass. And destroying grass is just one of those things that, like, you don't know how difficult it is unless you've done it. Like, you leave one piece of grass in these freaking dirt caves, and it spreads like crazy. I didn't even know this was there, and turned into an example. So, yeah, it's been difficult, but good news is it is going along pretty fast, so I think it's time I finally wrap this up and just get this done with. Because this has been a lot of work, so, oh man, yeah, that's all I gotta say, really. I don't know why I'm dragging this on out at this point. I'm just rambling, so let's just quickly hop into the time lapse. So while you guys were watching that, I finished up clearing all the grass, and I've got to say I'm super pleased with the results. I actually have not seen it, But if you look down here, there is not a bit of grass outside the perimeters, which is super nice. The only annoying part is really right here. As you can see, there was a bit of lake here, so I couldn't really get rid of that easily. But the point is now that this is working. Everything is spawning and is forced to spawn in here. Nothing can leave, nothing can get out. Well, actually, some things can get out because there are a couple breaches like over there. But anyways, the next thing I'm going to do is actually start building up the farm because surprisingly, I've spent this whole time getting rid of grass. Okay, just a bit of background information. I spent about 2 to 3 weeks on a video, and I've spent the first 4 days, 4 days of this video mining grass. I mean, that's a bit absurd, really. So I am currently need to catch up because I have a whole lot of farm to build, and that's really it. Yeah, I have a whole lot of farm to build. So I think that's enough procrastinating, and I think it's finally time just to get. Well, I wasn't procrastinating. Hold up, hold up. I'm so used to saying the same stuff. I just said hold up. Oh my god. I'm so used to saying the same stuff. I just said I was procrastinating. I was in no way procrastinating. How the heck was I supposed to... Okay, you know what? Let's just start building the farm. I actually need to level this area out, so let me get on with that now. After saying this, I spent the next couple of minutes explaining on how I was smarter than everyone and I didn't need a minecart hopper track and instead I would just use allays. I then spent a couple of minutes heading back to my first base where I was going to grab my allay from there, and then I realized on the way there that allays wouldn't work, and I was actually an idiot because my kill chamber would just kill the allays as well as the passive mobs, and that would have been very bad. I then spent the next hour of my life contemplating on whether or not I was really a genius or if I was really just a normal idiot. And then I thought about it and realized, yes, of course I'm a genius. I'm super smart. Well, while I was rambling on about allays and whatnot, I finished up the platform, and as you can see, it's all grass now, meaning that mobs can spawn anywhere on the platform, but not anywhere outside the platform. This means that my killing mechanism, which I'll finally get to explain, will be able to just to cleanly swoop in and take all the mobs. And basically, what I'm finally going to say is my killing mechanism is a Vindicator, more specifically, a Johnny Vindicator. So for those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure everyone knows, but for those of you who don't, a Johnny Vindicator is a Vindicator renamed Johnny, and when you rename a Vindicator Johnny as an Easter egg, it goes crazy and kills everything, but that includes passive mobs. So I will use this little Easter egg to my advantage on killing every mob in the area as it spawns in, and then collecting its loot afterwards. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to decorate this a bit. I'm going to create almost like lanes where mobs can spawn and the Vindicators can cross. And then I'm going to put one Vindicator in each lane and a minecart system that collects each lane. And that should create an extremely efficient farm. So first things first, I need to kind of like start working out the lanes. That way I could divide this properly. And so I'm actually going to start doing that. So the rows are now in place, and as you can see, they are looking pretty neat, except the funny thing is this is all actually going to be underneath the farm. But basically now it's time for the part I've been dreading, like I personally have been dreading this whole time, and minecart with hoppers. These are my personal least favorite part of all the farms. There's so much work for no particular reason. Okay, it's a collection system. It's super important, but I hate it. So basically, I gotta run minecart hoppers all along this and in each of these little green zones. So I just need to, like, I guess, like, bite my tongue, and I think that's saying, and go with it. So, here goes nothing. The farms are looking pretty, well, they're looking identical, except for the fact that they are indeed 2 blocks up, and that is because the rail carts are under here. And I hear phantoms, that's not good. Anyways, there's over 20 stacks, ow, 20 stacks of iron in there, and that's just because I decided that the farm needed to be absolutely huge. Now, a quick word of advice, if you ever want to build a farm like this, do not build it so big. The reason I built it so big, to be frank, is that small buildings don't make good thumbnails. That's literally the only reason I built it so huge. I'm getting messed up right now. But, anyways, Well, this is the part I'm kind of been dreading. The next step is going to be the Johnny Vindicators. Now, the problem with this is I have two raid towers near my base. Two. And not a single pillager is spawning in either of them. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I drained them out. I don't know what happened. No pillagers. I haven't seen them in a while, and that sucks because that's what was supplying my totems for the longest time. So now I'm just going to wait for a pillager to spawn pretty much just anywhere. So I hear Phantom. I hear Bad. Where's Bad? Anyways, I'm gonna wait for one to spawn out in the nighttime, and in the meantime, I'm gonna make some walls snap into existence. So in 3 seconds, I'm gonna snap and some walls should appear. Three, two, one. They're now in place, and I think it looks. And I hear movement in higher floors. I think there's actually pillagers in here. Yes! You have no idea how long I've waited for these. There have been so many phantoms. So many phantoms. It's horrifying. Well, the good news is I found villagers, and I now just have to avoid the freaking villages for a little while and just get to the village near my passive mob farm. So, oh man, I'm actually really happy about this. This is the pillager outpost closest to my mega base. It has not spawned any pillagers in the last 2 months. And all of a sudden, there was one random dude in there. Oh, I'm so happy. Well, I'm gonna go start a raid over here, and then I'm gonna catch some Johnny villagers. Alright, there are two Johnnies in this wave. I'm hoping I could catch them both in the same boat. That guy is about to get murdered, and he is not moving an inch. Okay, I'm gonna try to catch this guy right here as soon as he gets onto... Oh, that guy just died. Okay, he's in his boat. Now I just need to bait this guy over here into there. Now, hopefully it will work. I am extremely nervous about this just because, well, these guys can damage me pretty bad, and there are bads in the area. I could hear bads in the air. That is not good. Okay, he should get in the boat with him. Okay, phew. Okay, they're both in the boat. I'm gonna cart them off to the farm. I need to sleep, though. I've done a lot of weird things in this game, but I think this has got to be one of the weirdest I've ever done. I'm taking my group of Mad Axemen on a walk. Yeah, just an average day of Minecraft. Well, I'm gonna cart these guys off over to my project, and hopefully everything will be good. I honestly don't know if the raid will end, so I'm hoping it does. But let's just see how this works out. My PS4 glitched out again. Basically, what happened was I came here to show an example that the wave was not happening, and the wave happened, and that sucks really bad on my end. But I don't really care that much. I'm wondering, could I catch a Ravager in a boat? I don't need a Ravager, but, I mean, do I need a passive mob farm? I'm gonna have to experiment with that later. Now, this puts me in quite the predicament. I'm still working on the farm. The Johnnies are all in there, and it's all going good, but... Oh man, I really want to keep this dude, but I'm starting to question how useful it would be to have a Ravager. I mean, when am I gonna use this?
But it's a Ravager.
I'm gonna go cart this off to my mega base. I just found out a beautiful thing about my new pet Ravager, by the way, which I've named Mel. Look at this. He's at war with grass too. It's beautiful. I'm seriously tearing up right now. Alright, so I've properly encased Mel in a nice little area so that he can't harm anyone, and I've wrote down a few signs to explain that what's going on. So this is Mel. He hates grass and can't see out of his butt. That's obvious. Mel's cousin Daryl is with him. Mel gets edgy around family, so don't mess with him. P.S. It's Mel's birthday today. So that's all the rules about Mel. And yes, this has all been one attempt to procrastinate because I hate messing with Johnny Vindicators, especially when my armor's all beat up. I mean, come on, I seriously should be healing up my armor. So I think I need to do some AFKing at my villager farm. Who needs to build a farm when their armor's super broken? Yeah, I really gotta get back to work on that farm. Alright, bit of a progress update, still moving along. I just caught 4 Vindicators in one wave, which speeds along the process massively, considering now I only have to catch 12 more. But I decided against doing a time lapse because that's what I was originally going to do, and it just seemed like a bad idea. Is because this kind of thing works better in like clips. So I will be filming it in that structure. And yeah, it's kind of just, it's been going smoothly. I actually have not named these guys Johnny yet, now that I look at it. Johnny, Johnny. There we go. Hold up. Only 9 more Vindicators? Am I tripping? I might be. Oh, right, because there's those guys over there. Well, basically, I'm gonna move these guys up to their new homes, and, yeah, I'll guess check in with you guys later. So, once more, this is gonna be quite the grind. The next wave of Johnny Vindicators are now inside the thing, and I don't know why they're not killing, probably because they're aggroed on me. But I just realized how my armor is getting so broken. This is just 2 of them, and it got so beat up. I don't know why. Well, probably because I'm getting hit. I'm getting hit a lot by some dudes with an axe, but, we don't talk about that. So, I'm just gonna keep getting these Johnnies and keeping my armor in shape, and, oof, I'm rambling on, aren't I? I really need to learn. I really need to learn not to ramble. Another update on what I'm up to, and I'm now on the, I think, 7th and 8th Vindicators. And think about it, I really don't need to do this anymore, so I'm just gonna... Oh my god, this water bucket is not working for me. Oh my goodness. You know what? I am just gonna transition to when this is all over. An undisclosed amount of time later. So every Vindicator is now in place, and I gotta say, it's super hard to record a clip here now just because how noisy it is. I mean, every couple seconds there's, well, hello Johnny, and Johnny. Every couple seconds they're just like, like that. But anyways, I am chugging along anyways. I just said anyways twice, and I just realized how many times I say anyways, and I'm having a crisis anyways. Oh my goodness, I say it a lot. I just stopped myself from saying it again there, but the Johnnies are now in place, and the farms are working, but the problem is while I'm here, they target me instead of the sheep. And so if I were just to head maybe down here, still very loud over here, they should start going for the animals and killing them instead of me. Now, the next step will be to actually hollow out under here and make a nice little room so I could get a collection chamber going. It doesn't have to be particularly sizey, it just needs to be a room so I could have a collection chamber. It'll probably just be a tunnel with a bunch of chests in it. I've put way too much work into this and do not need to put any more. Ah, boy. I still have to build the whole entire building. I just realized that I have a long day ahead of me. Now, before I get into that, I would like to inform you of my new channel game. Yay! Basically, I'm currently in the process of rebranding my channel. Everything's changing. My profile, my little sticker, my thing, and even my channel banner. Everything, absolutely everything, is changing. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be constructing a little bit of a scene in my channel banner, and what I'd like you guys to do is just go down into the comments and comment down anything. It can be a car, a sock, a plane, anything, and just comment down below what you want me to add, and I will add it into the channel photo. Channel banner photo. Banner channel photo. That thing. Well, now that that's all said and done, here's what actually happens next in the video. No, I cannot guarantee that you will be in the channel photo thingy banner because there's a lot of people that might want to enter this. So it's been a couple of days since the last clip. Yeah, I know, a couple of days. And the reason is because I got sick and I had a sore throat and I was all nasal and crap. So when I recorded, I sounded bad. So instead, I recorded a speed run instead of this, and I decided that it would be a bad idea to come to my hardcore world while I was sick. Well, I haven't been idle, because as you can see, over here, one of the first things I did was finish up the storage system, which was absolute pain, believe it or not, just because I had to rewire the whole dang hopper system. I had to just change it up, rewire it, but now they're collecting a lot of meat. This has only been running for as long as I've been here. I made myself a little AFK room over there, nothing special there. And I also, I think, yeah, there was something else I did. Oh, I lit up the entire farm, so now hostile mobs can't spawn in and hurt the Vindicators. So that's good news, and so I got a bit done while I was there. Right now, I'm going to work on decoration. Now, for decoration, originally, my original plan was going to be like a huge barnyard-style build, but I decided to change it up just because of the shape of this build. A perfect square of a barnyard would look kind of ugly, so I decided to shift it up and change it for a more, like, I guess you could say industrial Minecraft look, where I'm going to go with huge cobble or stone brick structure paired with glass on the insides, like a bit of depth in the glass, so you can see it. Quick time lapse and just get this done, just because I need to. So I never have a good time on transition, so let's go. And this took me a little while just because the resources, like there's an absurd amount of resources in here. But it's finally done, and as you can see, I went for a glass and stone look. It isn't my best looking farm, and it's actually probably one of my worst. But the thing is, it was such a huge farm, and since it was a box, it's surprisingly hard to work with a box shape when it comes to decorating, just because, like, you're very limited, and everything you build is, well, boxy. But this marks, I guess, the end of the farm because decorating is usually the last thing I do just because, well, it's not really the necessary part of the farm. It's more of the cosmetics because that's what it is. So everything's finished. I am not going to be doing an interior just because I am lazy and I don't want to do one. And I got a little AFK room, which I already showed you. I'm just stalling because it is the end of the video. Yep, that's right. This video is now over because I finished the farm. And so, before I wrap up this video, there's one more thing I need to finish up. I've been doing some thinking, and yeah, I'm not a genius. I mean, come on, it's a bit obvious. I'm a super genius.